Today we ended up seeing an update to Black Ops 4, and as of yesterday, actually, there was a slight little playlist update that adjusted a few things. So with these come new changes, new features, new adjustments, and things on the horizon. Today we're going to be bringing down all that kind of stuff that changed within the last 36 hours or so within Black Ops 4, and also give you guys a little detailed look as to what to expect for tomorrow with an upcoming game mode within Black Ops 4. So that said, let's jump right into it. Starting out with the first thing that happened as of yesterday, so recapping a little bit here because we were busy with a different video, we ended up seeing that the Maddox RFB actually was reverted ever so slightly. Not fully to where it was beforehand, but it was a little bit more of the recoil tuning and a further adjustment to that, because the Maddox was among a many number of weapons that were tuned and adjusted with the update on Tuesday that changed many different properties across the entirety of the weapon catalog within Black Ops 4. But the one that was really relevant to players and that wasn't really on par with where it should have been was the Maddox Recoil. So that was something that, at the time, the recoil stability for the first 5 shots in that bullet pattern was completely reduced. All 5 were. And that really messed up the meta. But with yesterday's readjustment, it ended up readjusting the first, 4th, and 5th shots of that recoil pattern. And while they're not back to where they were previously, they're middle ground from the nerf that happened initially on Tuesday to where they were before on Monday. So a little bit better, but not entirely back to where it was. As for those 2nd and 3rd shots, that reduction is still in place, but they are controllable and manageable at this point, being that they're not as heavy on all 5. So that's something you might have noticed as of the update on Tuesday, but with yesterday's readjustment, it should feel a little bit more like home. But outside of that, we actually ended up getting a little bit more content as of today. Finally, after months and months of waiting, League Play is within Black Ops 4. It's its own 4th pillar on the main menu. You end up going to the World League Hub and playing League Play in its entirety. From here, you'll end up playing CWL rule sets. You'll have that mode rotation of hardpoint, control, and search and destroy, each with the individual CWL rule sets that do have restrictions on your create a class, your streaks, your weaponry, your specialists, and all things considered. One cool thing though is when you jump into this, it is completely separate from, say, your MP create a class system, and it actually does have everything that's restricted already taken out. So you don't have to worry about, will this be something that doesn't show up in my game or anything like that? You don't have to, because everything you can pull from is what is available. Now, when you get into the specialist selection within the match itself, you will see that there are some of the restricted icons for some of the specialists. So, say, Prophet, he ends up having his Seeker drone restricted, so that won't spawn in. So if you end up having that, you'll want to make sure that you have a class with equipment of some sort and not that special issue. Now, breaking it down outside of just the fact that it is CWL rule sets, you end up also getting MP XP with each match. So that's something that if you want to play League Play, can still rank up your regular player and character at MP as well, which is certainly cool, and that's something that we see returning from the Black Ops 2 League Play system. Then you also end up getting your black market progress granted with League Play as well. So if you want to grind this out and play a little more competitively, you'll still be able to progress towards those new weapons, those new character uniforms, those new camos, whatever it may be you want from the Contraband stream this season. Now, outside of that kind of stuff, breaking down the rankings a little bit, this is a lot of stuff that I've seen questions on over on Twitter and such. I think I have a decent handle on it here, but I still might be a little off in some regard, but I want to break it down here for you guys and give you the understanding that I have of this. So within League Play, there are 2 separate ranking systems, it seems. I may not be understanding it fully, but the way that I see it, you have your individual ranks overall, as with what you would say in MP, Zombies, or Blackout, to which you can check that actually by going into your World League barracks and checking the ranks there that ultimately go up to rank 20. But then you also end up having your League Play ranks, and theoretically these should both rank up simultaneously. But it does seem to be 2 different systems at their core. The League Play rank is for your events, your ranked things within League Play, I believe, to which you have Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Diamond. No one currently has any of those at the moment because we're in our first event and still in that inaugural day. So for this to rank up, you need to finish top 25 in your ladder to finish Bronze, top 10 to finish Silver, and finish first to get Gold come the end of the event. Once you finish first in your ladder 7 times out of 7 different events, then you are Diamond. So it's going to take at least 7 weekend events here, assuming that they are played on weekends, to see a Diamond player for the first time, if I'm not mistaken, and if I have this all properly jotted down. But where you finish at the end of the event will also dictate how many gems you end up getting, which is your equivalent of your merits or your XP and MP and Blackout, and dictates how much you actually rank up. So with the most being 4 gems that you can earn for winning and finishing atop your ladder within this event, you'll end up being able to get 4 gems out of that first place finish, and that will then get you 1 gem into ranked 2, because if you again take a look at that League Play rank overall in your barracks, you end up seeing that there are the gemstone slots that will then fill up up upon how many you get based off your placing. So to end up getting even into your ladder to begin with, working our way down to the more so base level of all of this, all you have to do is firstly play 5 placement matches. From here, you end up having again to play through 5 games of S&D, control, or hard points, and however you end up doing in terms of wins in personal performance, that'll dictate what ladder you're in. Though, truth be told, I think that right now, ladders are more so arbitrary, and an actual rank comparable to Black Ops 2's Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Diamond, and Masters, that doesn't seem to really be in effect right now. And once you're in that ladder, it doesn't seem like you can jump up a tier. It seems like the ladders in this are more so just kind of to easily segment the player base based on skill-based matchmaking into clusters of 50 players, so then you have an easier time of getting to top 25, top 10, or finishing first, as opposed to, say, having to fight your way up through 300 player ranks and then jump up a ranking and have to do it all over again. Now, I could be wrong, but it seems like that's the way that all breaks down. But once you're in that ladder, you want to try and make it to first place and then retain that, and you have to do that by continuing to grow your ladder points and the score that you have there. For reference, you end up getting 100 points per victory. You get placement bonuses as well as daily bonuses for your first game and victory of the day, but you also end up losing 61 points for a loss. Oddly specific, or at least that's the number that I was getting, but you want to make sure that you don't lose too much so you fall out of first place, top 10, or top 25, whatever it may be. But that said, that's the ranking system in a nutshell, and league play in a nutshell as well. So jump on if you guys want to check that out and play some competitive COD and be one of the best out there. Now, today, PC actually ended up getting their update that was supposed to be on Tuesday, so they got all that kind of stuff. I won't detail all of it in depth here for you guys because we already did that and it would take so much time to go over absolutely everything once again. I can also leave the link down there in the description below, but you can also check out what we talked about on Tuesday, whichever's easiest for you here up on the channel. But on top of the PC adjustments that were already made for weapon balancing and the things that were coming to the game as a result of Tuesday's patch, there also is one interesting thing for Blackout that was added in for PC specific users as well. This being a brand new weapon interface whenever you're in your inventory. So for this, you ended up having previously an inventory that showcased one weapon depending on whatever weapon you had out. You could swap your weapon while still in your inventory to bring up your other one, but it was something that would showcase just that weapon in hand whenever you were in your inventory. However, now with this new adjustment, you can now see that you have the option to quickly toggle between first and second weapon, and then quickly also move attachments and all things like that. So while it might not necessarily be too far removed from the system that was in place where you just had to swap your weapon on your scroll wheel or your numpad, it's something that now visually is right there for you that you can quickly access just while looting in your inventory or rearranging things. So I'm all for this change. I really like this, and honestly, I think it'd be cool if that could be compatible with console at all to make its way over, but I don't know exactly how easily that would work out. While in the spirit of some Blackout stuff still at this point, we're gonna go over to PS4 exclusive at the moment, coming as of next week to Xbox One and PC. Within Buried, or rather Ghost Town, in the depths of Ghost Town in the Buried section, there was something mentioned by Treyarch that was experimental new weaponry that has appeared for the first person to find it. Now, at first glance, this is kind of vague and very strange, but upon digging a little bit deeper, that's actually a little bit of an Easter egg within the Buried portion of Ghost Town. Thanks to Anarchy Alice for the find here. She was the first one that I saw posting about this over on Reddit, but it's actually the Ray Gun Mark II, to which for this you need to find a tomahawk and then go over to the dartboards in the bar area and then make your way over to where Leroy's cell would be, and there the Mark II spawns. For this, you end up having 60 shots of the same sort of ray gun ammo that you have for the standard ray gun, naturally, but as with the ray gun as well, it doesn't have any ammo you can pick up, so 60 shots is all you get, and you have to remember it's a burst weapon as well, so you're not going to be able to pull the trigger 60 times with this one. Personally, I haven't got my hands on it yet to let you guys know if it's worthwhile, if it actually is a good weapon to carry, but it is something that if you guys want to play around with it, you can definitely do so now. Closing out with a couple of different smaller adjustments here. The first thing up on deck is for the multiplayer across the board for all platforms. The drone squad damage was actually reduced again and reverted back to where it was previously. It was buffed as of Tuesday's update, but now with this update, it brought it back down to where it was beforehand. So that's something that a lot of people were saying, man, this thing's pretty powerful, but it's now reverted back once again to the original damage. Outside of that, one quick little quirky thing to mention is that 10 days were actually added on to Operation Operation Grand Heist. If you guys remember seeing it as of yesterday and the day before, it started out as having only 59 days available on the event, which is 10 days shorter than that of what we had with Operation Absolute Zero. But as of today, we ended up seeing 10 days added onto this, to which it's now more so in line with the other operations that we've seen so far. So we don't know exactly why it was changed, why there were days added to it, but 10 more days now in the grand scheme of things for Operation Grand Heist. Now, the final thing we'll talk about is actually something that's coming tomorrow that will be an update as of tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for PlayStation 4 users. That being the brand new game mode, Hot Pursuit. And this is actually something that a lot of people were asking me over on Twitter, over on the comments in the update video on Tuesday. Where are the brand new vehicles? Where are the police vehicles? Where are the hot rods? Where's everything like that we ended up seeing in the trailer? And that's actually coming tomorrow. As of this actually extending outwards into the regular game modes, I'm not entirely sure, but they are going to be there in Hot Pursuit, which is again, very similar to your Down But Not Out, but with added vehicles, different little features as well, such as the hot rods being able to spot every single stash and supply drop by marking them with a beam in the sky, and same goes with the police vehicles being able to see by beam in the sky, the hot rod cars driving around as well. So it's an interesting dynamic added to Blackout that makes it a little bit more vehicular, but also still has all the properties of Blackout that we've seen beforehand, just slightly altered. Now, what you're seeing in the background is some footage of that very briefly, and admittedly, yes, there's only 10 players here. The War Room at Treyarch only has 10 consoles for players to sit down and record at. So we only had 10 people in a private match. You can still play this at full capacity. 100 players come tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for PS4, and then a week later for Xbox One and PC. It's honestly a lot of fun. I think that it was a really good time. We had a bunch of fun with this one, and even though some people broke some gentlemen's agreements of not killing immediately, we still had a good time, and I think it will be something that when you get your hands on it, you'll love the feel of the hot rods, the police vehicles. One thing that I know that Matt Schrontz from Treyarch ended up mentioning actually on the live stream that I picked up on when we were playing last week was that if you end up turning off the sirens, it turns off the portable radar of the police vehicles. So you can end up going in a little more stealthy, but also if you want that added information, going in hot might be the best way to do it. That said, that's where we're going to wrap it up here. I want to give you guys the recap on some previous changes, some things coming up, and some things that happened today. So that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you guys think of this here? Are you looking forward to Hot Pursuit tomorrow? Are you guys glad the Maddox got fixed? Are you looking forward to trying your hand at finding the Ray Gun Mark II? Whatever it may be, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but hopefully enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, link is down there in the description below. Well, let's end out of the way. Thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.